The first thing you'll notice are the tiles at the top of the page. These are links to our pre-made nutrition plans that you can download, edit and assign to your clients. Similar to the workouts area, you may have a very similar style of nutrition planning for your clients, which means you can get up and running quickly. The next area that draws your eye is the list view of your nutrition plans. This area is fairly typical throughout My PT Hub, but as we're in the nutrition section, this will detail all of your nutrition plans, along with who they're assigned to, any groups they sit in, who created it, and the most recent amended date. There are a couple of other bits we'd like to show you, as again, these are pretty typical throughout the software and are key in helping you navigate. The first is the search and filtering options above your list of nutrition plans. These can be used to find a specific plan, or alternatively, if you have a number of other trainers linked to your account, you can check out any of their nutrition plans too. The next icon we'd like to draw your attention is the three dots on the right hand side of each plan. This is a menu icon and will present your action buttons, for example, preview, edit, assign to clients and delete. The final areas we'd like to highlight can be found as tabs just above the tiles we previously mentioned. So first of all, let's dive into the custom food tab. In here, you can add as many extra food or drink items that you like. Simply hit the Create Item button and input all the details you'd like. We do host the world's largest verified nutrition database with over 600,000 food items, including local high street restaurants, supermarket brands and even supplements. However, if you'd like to add your own in too, that's no problem. The tab labelled Generate Macros is where you can find our macro calculator. You'll notice the list of your clients alongside the search field, filter functions and menu icon alongside each of your clients. Under here you can choose to either generate macros, edit client details or assign nutrition plan. When you select Generate Macros, you'll be navigated through to answer a few questions about your client. The more information we have on your client, the better we can suggest what macronutrients they should be having. This, however, is just a suggestion. Once filled out, you will then have the option to assign a blank nutrition plan to your client with their macro targets or create a plan based on the targets. If you choose to create a nutrition plan, we will automatically default the client's macros into your plan, so it's super easy to get going. Alternatively, if you select Update Macros, any changes to the previous information you entered about your client will update the macros and assign them new ones. For example, if a client logs their new body weight, this will alter the amount of calories and therefore the macros they should be having, which is all calculated with a touch of a button. This also goes for the Generate All Macros button at the bottom of the page. If you or your clients have entered information required to calculate their macros, hitting this button will generate and update your client's macros in their plans. The Meals tab is where you can create any new meals you'd like. So when it comes to programming within your nutrition plan, you can easily add a meal. To get going, just hit the Create Meal button and title your meal. Once you've done that, it's time to add food items. From the action bar on the right hand side, you can search for your food items. Next, just adjust the serving size once you've drag and dropped it or use the plus icon to add to your meal. You can also add an image to this meal and notes. Once you've added the items to make up your meal, hit the Save Changes button and you'll be navigated back to your list of meals. Once again, you'll see the very familiar search input and the menu icon alongside each of your meals with a range of action buttons. There is also a nutrition groups area. Here you can add multiple nutrition plans to a group, which you are then able to assign to clients or a contact group. Now, let's create a nutrition plan. To do so, hit the Create Nutrition Plan button. Title your plan and choose whether you'd like to use a previously created plan or not. Next, it's completely your choice how you want to create the plan. At the top of the page, you have the macronutrient table. This is your first decision. You can either set a macronutrient target for your clients with a toggle to easily change your programming parameters, or alternatively, you can switch off this entirely and just set a calorific target. You will also see underneath, you'll be able to add some micronutrients. Once you've made this decision, Your next choice is whether to leave the nutrition planner blank and allow your clients to enter their own items, which is the if it fits your macro style of programming, or you can set a guide for your clients by detailing what each meal should look like. On the right hand side of your page, you have the action bar, which will allow you to search and add food items or meals to your plan. You will notice that alongside each item, you have the macronutrient breakdown and an option to remove the item. To edit an item once added, simply click the cog icon and adjust the quantity or serving size to meet your needs. Once you've added all your items you want to your meal, you have then the total macronutrient value for that meal. In addition, at the top of the page, you have a sum total of the meals under Daily Calorie Plan. There are a few other icons you should be aware of within the Nutrition Plan Builder, most of which can be found at the top right-hand corner of each meal. The Save Meal Template icon allows you to save your meal as a template, so you can add it to another plan without having to search for the items again. The Add Note area allows you to leave a message for your client per meal. Then the 6 dots at the top of each meal will allow you to drag and drop the meals into a different order. In each meal, you'll be able to add an image for your clients to see, so they can compare with how the meal should look to what they've had. Clients will also be able to upload an image of their meals and compare, which you will then also be able to see on their activity. At the very top of the page, you have the option to minimise the sidebar, collapse the meals to have a better view of the overall meals, and also print a nutrition plan. If you'd like to add extras to your nutrition plan, you can do so from under the Details tab. Here you'll be able to add any artwork you'd like alongside a description of the plan, any notes to your clients, and attach any files that will be delivered to your clients when you assign them this plan. Once you're happy, hit Save Plan and you'll be navigated back to your list view of plans where you can then assign the plan to your clients.